Good afternoon. It is December 3rd? Yeah, 3rd. It's the 3rd. It's Wednesday. Today's been kind of a nice day. I just came back from, well, I'm not quite to the dorm yet. Still quite some distance. But I just went to the DCC, the Christian, the church center, the fireside room, whatever it's called. Just had some candy, a few cookies, a cup of hot cider. It was nice. It's nice getting to chat a little bit with a handful of different people. Talked a little bit about Minecraft for a few minutes with two girls, and then just talked about like school stuff mostly. There's some others, as well as kind of just thinking about like, you know, just stuff with like family or pets and the like. That was nice. Some very nice people in there. So yes, if by any chance any one of my viewers is someone that's interested in coming to Berea College, especially if you're like a high school junior or senior, or like a international student or something, I don't know. You might really like Berea. That's one of the nice little things it has, I'd say. And by FYI, they call it the Christian Center, but really anyone of any religion, or if you're atheistic or agnostic, that's perfectly fine too. They're open to everyone. So, anyone can kind of just come by, see what's up, talk with some people. There's no obligations. I think it's pretty nice. So, yeah, that was a nice little bit there. It kind of reminded me of a term that I heard in a video before. It's called third spaces. If I understand this correctly, I think what this term is kind of like referring to is, so kind of like how, we have certain places, or buildings or whatever that we work in, or, that's where our home is at or whatever. But third spaces are kind of extra places or spots where you can kind of just talk, hang out with some people that you may or may not know particularly well, but you kind of get to socialize a little bit. Maybe, like in the past, it might have been places like certain, video game stores or bars, or, stuff like that. Kind of a place where people can just congregate and meet each other, kind of just hang out. Right? There's not really anything you're supposed to do or need to do there. It's very nice. So I was just thinking about that, and I was like, well, it might be nice to, again, maybe not all the time, but, some days, we just try to go to, like, one of the places like that, either the Christian Center over there, or another small kind of space on campus, and just, talk with some people. Because I think it'd be nice. I think it makes you feel a little bit better. Again, like, right, I'm not worried about, I'm not feeling bad most of the time, but it does help with mood a little bit. It helps to make me, or I guess really anyone, feel a little bit more connected with some other people, or like, you're not just by yourself all the time. Right, and I know this particularly too, because right? I mean, I don't know. I mean, maybe I'm not, but at least what I've thought I am, and what my parents have said, or at least my mom anyway, is that I'm an introverted person, but that doesn't mean I don't still need some kind of good social interaction or connections. And I kind of myself a little bit too, because I know that I have some friends that from back home or from church or whatever, that I still text, I still message, and it's nice, and it's a nice little pleasure to be able to talk with them through that. But it is still nice to have sort of face-to-face connections. I remember that back during COVID, I felt not all the time, but a good lot of the times there. Good lot of the days. I remember feeling right. It just felt kind of I don't know, kind of a little isolating, kind of a little lonely, because while I was surrounded by my good family, we were still pretty busy. We're all on our we were all on our devices, and most of the time I don't really have anything against being we each doing our own kind of thing or being on our devices, but it was just I'm sitting and I'm just sitting on my Chromebook, well, not on it, but you know what I mean, and getting on Google Meets, doing homework assignments. Both my parents are at work, and my brother's in the other room, and he's doing the same thing as I am, pretty much. And it just feels it's just so boring. It's I got my stuff done. I didn't have a problem being productive. I've really not had that kind of problem most of the time. But it was just it just wasn't very pleasant. But at the same time, there was a few nice little things. I mean, it's not really, it's not really the point of this topic here, but kind of a nice side little note here. It's kind of like when I started, listening to some different music than what I normally listen to. So, for reference here, for most of my life, or at least, from, I don't know, I was a young kid to about 7th, 8th grade or so, whenever it was that COVID, was really thing. Which I think was my 8th grade year, the second half, I believe it was. Right, it was, I mostly just listened to, Christian and, pop and stuff like that on the radio, or the, few CDs I had, which, was kind of cool. It was nice. But, one night was a little boring, kind of listening to the same stuff, all the time, right? That's all I really had. I mean, and it was fine. But when I was in, when COVID came around, when I was in my 8th grade year, and I didn't have my phone quite yet. I wouldn't get it until the summer after my 8th grade year, or the one before my freshman year. Right. I went ahead and I was like, well, you know what? I'll work on these assignments here, or at least some of them. I can listen to some YouTube music. I was kind of, I didn't know what YouTube was. I'd seen YouTube videos for years, And it wasn't, I didn't really watch it very frequently until like probably about, I don't know, 7th, 8th year. But I mean, it's a pretty regular occurrence. I watch YouTube videos like pretty much every day now. And I have for like the last, like probably, I don't know, 2-3 years, something like that. Well, so anyways, I started listening to this new music here, and it's kind of just a lot of very sort of like, it was either like classical remix stuff or like very dramatic, kind of like it wasn't necessarily directly from like films, but it's kind of like inspired by those. Very, very heavy, very tense sort of stuff, but like very cool at the same time too. I liked it. But then I was super glad when I, finally, when I got my phone, my dad also got us Spotify, right? So that was pretty nice too, and I've used it since then. Since 2020, funny enough, something else I wanted to talk about here was with Spotify, and that is they just released the 2024 Spotify Wrapped. I listened to or re-listened to the 2020 through 2023 year Spotify Wrapped playlist a couple times in the last week or two. It was kind of nice. It was also a little funny, kind of just sing back to me like, oh yeah, I remember, and I think I've listened to like, and I don't know the exact number by any means, but I listened to like thousands of different artists, which is wild. I mean, most of them are just like very minor artists. I probably couldn't even tell you who more than just a few are, to be honest, but still pretty cool. So let's see here. I don't remember everything that the Spotify Wrapped set. I think they actually, funny enough, had a few other cool features for this year on there that they don't normally. So they also had like a DJ mix version, or it's like kind of like the normal Spotify DJ, but like with the particular Wrapped. Has some cool little effects. They also did a Spotify Wrapped for like just the music, or just the play, or just the not playlist, the podcasts. I haven't listened to either of those yet, but that's pretty cool. And like one or two other small little things. It's kind of nice. But if I remember correctly, I think it said stuff like on September 14th. That was like the most amount of, like the longest amount of time I had that I listened to music, like on that one day. And that was like 677 minutes. I don't know how many hours that is, but that's quite a lot. Right. And it also said that per, like, I said it was like rounding out or something. If it averaged it out, that I'd have about like 11 hours of listening to music like per day, which is like, I don't even, that is a lot. Wow. And then on top of that, it said that I was like in the, oh god, what was it, like top like 0.05% of listeners to Minecraft, and I think I was in like I'm getting the percentages mixed up here, I feel like, but I'm something like the 0.001 top percent of listeners listen to the song I listen to the most this year, which I'm not gonna reveal that yet. Because I'm gonna my hat. I'm trying to continue this video. Oh yeah, people said my hat looks really nice. I said appreciate it. It means a lot. And also, yeah, another random thing there is that one of the ladies there, the older ladies there at the center said that, like, you know, not many people wear hats today. Which I think is true. I don't really see very many people, you know, wearing them. One of the other ladies said that very dapper, which is pretty cool. I take that as a big compliment. Very nice. You couldn't see that, but put my just there. I could have just crossed the road like 2 minutes ago. I feel like. Don't know why I was just standing there. Whatever. So, oh yeah, today I actually finished up my ESP class. Probably like the easiest final like I'll ever have, or at least one of them. So you know what we did? Well, basically what we did is the teacher just brought all of us together at the table and just asked us 2 very simple questions. Like, one of them was like, what did you learn this year in this class or whatever, and the other one was like, I forget what it was, honestly. But oh yeah, like what is like one thing you'd improve upon for like next semester, right? Like one thing you'd improve about, you know, or add to your experience here at Berea, or, you know, whether that's some kind of new habit or new hobby or whatever it might be, right? So my answer was, probably, I think it was just to try to do more stuff like else that I've put on my calendar for weekend days, just because, like, I know I get tired and I don't really feel like going out of my dorm to do other stuff a lot of times on weekends, which is completely fair, and I think that's all right. But yeah, sometimes it would be nice. Occasionally I've missed out on a few things because I just was in there pretty much the whole day, but I'm not too terribly worried about it. And then what was the one thing I learned this semester? Shit, what did I say? Can't even remember. Well, crap. Sorry. I'll probably think of it in like 2 minutes or something. We'll see. But, so yeah, finish that class. Let's see here. Oh yeah, the assignment that was due today, or due at the end of class today or whatever it was, in chemistry. Well, I already did that on Monday. I did the whole thing on Monday, and I had almost everything right. I think I only got like a few small things I got wrong, but I did pretty good. Something that was nice. It was like electron, like it's like a valence electron stuff, or like the configuration. Wasn't too hard. So I just showed that to him, and I was like, okay, I got this done. He was like, all right, you're good. So then I just, other than a few notes I took about something else later on in the class, he was writing a few things on the board. I kind of just enjoyed working some more on my next video here. My next Minecraft video, that is. It's just something bugged out, and I have to redo some of that work, but it's not too bad. Saved some of the things on there, so that's something there. But yeah, so I hope to have that released out. It's going to be dealing with the new Minecraft drop update thingy that released yesterday, which is Java Edition 1.21.4, or for you Bedrock players, it would be 1.21.50. I've considered going over all the stuff in the update. I might do a video like that. We'll see. Again, no promises, but I might. They're kind of cool. Honestly, I think I'm liking the ideas, so I may very well. I don't have anything else I really need to do today, other than just a few housekeeping things. Sorry, just remembered, unfortunately, but oh well. Gotta do my laundry again. Woo! So fun. But anyways, in all seriousness, today's been a good day. You know, enjoyed some treats. Enjoyed working on the video. Enjoyed last day of the class. Not too much homework right now. I mean, there's a little thing for chemistry class, maybe. I don't know. Maybe something for the other ones, but I think I'll be fine. And it's actually kind of nice right now. It was colder this morning. Right now it's a little chilly. I mean, it's kind of windy. It's not too bad. So who knows? I might do another video this afternoon or evening. We'll see. On my way to dinner or back from who knows? Except for my future self and God. Well, at least, you know, I'm Christian, but I recognize some of my viewers may not be, so then whatever you believe in, go with that. Anyways, see you later. Hope you have a good time. Oh yeah, and by the way, if you enjoyed this sort of content, make sure to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. It means a lot to me. Appreciate it. See you later.